P-Gate, lots of dates. I see you, Floribama Shores. Chi-chi's up.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Dun, 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 dun. Are we cool enough to be listening to this?
You are.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean, I think AfterBuzz has been around so long that when we used to have this playing during the Jersey Shore, I was like, I think I could. Now I'm really like past my prime.
Right.
So why would you stop that?
I think she decided that we definitely weren't cool enough to be
is that, maybe
listening to it.
is
She
that
was
all we
like,
had?
nope, we are cutting them off. Guys, welcome back to AfterBuzz TV. I'm Roxy Stryer. Maybe I should go by Roxy Rookie Stryer again.
Yeah, you got to.
Wow, are you Kevin K-Wow Undergaro?
Yes.
Our
And only
Jersey
because
Shore
there's
names.
only because now we've learned there's a Jersey Shore comeback show, which of course we'll do.
Epic.
Epic.
Was that the best news all week?
Best news.
Possibly of 2017.
Well, so overdue.
I completely agree. Floribama Shore, it premiered last night. It was a 2-hour premiere, which gave it a lot of time to really seep in for us. There was peeing. There were dates. There was some fighting. We learned what this means. A lot of stuff happened.
Well, we don't
really know what that means still.
Well, I think,
What do you think? Tell me.
I think it was what she initially thought. It was not a positive thing.
Ooh.
Didn't you think so?
I think that if I was 23
By the way,
years old,
audio, we're talking about the finger point to your eyes back to you.
yes.
Like, I got you.
I see you.
Yes.
Is what they decided it is. I think that if I was 23 years old again at a club and a woman did that to me, I think I would have thrown a
Right.
punch too. So I totally see that. But before we get into all of the specific
Sure.
details, just overall thoughts, Kev. Are you as into this as you were Jersey Shore? Are you trying not to compare it in your mind?
Okay. If there were no Jersey Shore, I would be completely blown away by this show.
Me too.
But I found myself having the same reaction I had when I first saw Jersey Shore. My jaw was open. I remember poking my fiance, being like, "Were you watching this? Like, do you see what these people are doing?" And I found myself having those moments again, watching this with the jaw open.
I was laughing out loud. It was 3 a.m. I was watching it in bed with my boyfriend. He was asleep, and he kept being like, "Shh, I'm trying to." I was cackling, like out loud, dying.
So laughing, but also kind of in shock too.
I mean, I don't know about shock.
Well, you're not that far. I mean, you're the same age as some of these people. Plus,
Well,
your
the oldest
sister's
person
right
is
in the
25, so I'm older than the oldest person, and most of them are in the 21, 22, 23 range. I feel like there's a big difference between the early 20s and the mid 20s.
For
and the
girls,
late 20s.
yes.
Yes. For men, we
boys,
know
you're just hitting your stride.
you got to be in your 30s. But I'm seeing it's interesting on social media, on Twitter, and all over the place. It seems unfair because everybody's comparing it to the Jersey Shore. Every single person.
And being negative.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
We had so many years to love the Jersey Shore and fall in love with those characters that I don't think it's fair to be like, I'm out 2 minutes in and there's no GTL. I'm out.
Listen, I just think they're being loud.
You think so?
Yes, I mean, meaning like that silent majority or whatever they call it. But basically, the moral majority they said was neither. It's just, I think these are the people that are going to go to their phones and tweet something. But I think the reality is, anyone who watches this is, if you're a fan of this is amazing.
Meanwhile, is it amazing? We're starting to introduce the terminology.
No, it's amazing.
It's really amazing.
If it's amazing, you guys, that's where we're being facetious. No, it's amazing. And I will tell you, to me, the star of this show, Sally Salsano.
She is so talented. She's got an eye for talent.
Eye for talent, eye for story. You know, when I first saw these characters being laid out, I can see where someone would tap out in 2 minutes. Because I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God.
You mean an audience member?
Yes. And then once it got going, and I'm like, God damn, Sally Salsano does it again. Just all the rivalries we're seeing going down, and you can tell some of the characters who are being a little quiet now, you know they're going to bubble up.
Well, we saw on previews for this season that the quiet ones end up being the feistiest. By the way, anybody who doesn't know, Sally Salsano is the producer. She's the
creator.
Creator, all of that.
Creator of the Jersey Shore.
Yes.
And of this. And I just, it's, God, our business is, I'm sorry, we say it all the time. It's almost a cliche, but our business is so stupid.
Why do you say that?
Well, because why you wouldn't back a Brinks truck up to this lady and tell her just create stuff for us?
Well,
Because
she is
think
now.
of MTV, how bad it's been hurting since the Jersey Shore was gone.
Yeah.
Like their numbers are abysmal. Now, granted, that's true like across the board, but who's really going to MTV anymore? And I think this and the challenge, I think, is a good way to get people back.
They've got the
And
Teen
Teen Mom,
Mom
you're
OG
right.
thing
But again,
going on.
they're living off things that were from 10, 15 years ago, and that's fine. But they should, I always said with the Jersey Shore, they should have just recast and kept it going.
Well, now that they're bringing it back, though, I guess we can just talk about that right now because it was announced during the show that Jersey Shore is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel as if it should have never left, or do you think that it's smarter that
No,
now
it
there's
had to
this
go because
resurgence?
they all go too big and then they get too expensive, and I get it. But what they could have done is every season introduce new cast members and done what the Housewives done. So you just switch them out. You go, okay, well, if you think you're worth 100,000 episode, then just leave, and you keep the one Bethany
Peace.
Frankel, who's strong. And I get it. Like what the magic of Jersey Shore started to go away because they became so famous. It became hard to make the show. The innocence, if you would, I know that sounds crazy, but the innocence of those characters
Doesn't sound crazy.
before they were famous was amazing. When they'd bring home like the pigs and you know what I mean. But I still think that you could have recast and done. She could have put another group together, and I don't think it was going into the deep south like they did for that other. Remember they tried
they
to show
tried that brief one.
and it was it was like, oh, we'll find the new Jersey Shore. It's like, no.
This one is so much better than that was, though. Floribama Shore. I'm really
Well, because
digging
this
it.
is more like this. Instead of going into the backwoods and a bunch of people like out at a pond somewhere, it's basically Jersey Shore down at Panama Beach.
I
That's
know
what
you
it
have
is.
a thing for the Guidos, though, that they've got this extra charm to them. So do you feel like these people are as charming because they're?
These are real world charming.
It did
I always
remind
say
me a lot of
here's
the
the
real
thing:
world.
the Guidos, Godfather, Goodfellas, Casino. There's something about Guido culture that is just charming to the public. It's proven. They're charismatic. They're funny. They're crazy. But
They GTL.
they're GTL, all that stuff. Oh, they own it. I mean, Gotti, the whole thing. They're fantastic. But these guys, they might not have those extremes, but it's more real world. We're getting people from everyone's very different. We've got a homeschool kid that looks, the big Superman
Damn.
guy. Yeah. But he's homeschooled and he's perfect, even how he keeps his bed, and is
Jeremiah.
probably strong Christian background. I bet you there. Just
Yeah.
guessing.
I think they all do. They all pray. They all.
Well, right, and
She's
you've
different.
got the is Amy, who's deep Southern,
so she's the
Deep
Alabama
South.
girl who's got the feet of an Alabama girl.
right?
Do you like her? I think she's an
She
interesting
totally
character.
grew on me.
She caught me off guard.
Grew
At
on
first,
me.
I was like, "Why is this? Who is this?" And by the second episode, the second hour, I was in on Amy. I don't think she's going to be the breakout star because I try to compare these in my head. I think who's going to be the Snooki? Who's going to be the
good
situation?
call.
But I don't think it's going to be
Shoot.
her. What do you think? If you had to guess which one, you think Nilsa? She's right now the craziest. No, well, I guess Courtney's crazier. Courtney's pissing in trash cans and stuff and on beds.
Courtney's crazy.
You think she's gonna be the Snooki?
I don't know. It's too early to call. And do you bring them back? Do you go with a new group next year? Do you just do it like that, real world? I don't know. If I were them, I would do both. I would come back next year with this group. If they get the numbers, they have to get ratings. I'd come back with this group, but then I would do another new group as well, and I would just
After that,
two separate shows.
I think 2 seasons people can last because they're not famous enough yet. It got to be in Jersey Shore season 3, season 4 that
Yeah,
they
but look
really...
at Housewives now, Rocks. Like we've learned how to do it.
Yeah,
it
that's
was,
true.
That was when we didn't know what we were doing
That's
in this
true.
world.
Yeah. What do you think about Kirk? Kirk, there was not that much going on with him. He's from Atlanta. He is just kind of like
He's what you would call an intriguing hors d'oeuvre.
Why is he an intriguing or
Because he's not black. He's not white guy black. He's just different. He's interesting. He might be the softest of all of them, but surprise us.
Yeah,
He might pull a surprise out.
There was nothing stand out about him, but it was interesting. I saw a lot of people tweeting about this. They were like, "Look at the 2 black people just minding their business, enjoying their life."
Okay, can I tell you who my star is before I even turn this?
Sally Sosana?
Okay, Sally is like the star. She's the unsung hero. I'm telling you, Hollywood, back the Brinks truck up to this lady and make more shows for her. Like, just give her the keys. Say, go, do it.
Do it.
Okay, so that, and I have got to get to this lady.
Candace?
No, Sally. I've been a fan
Oh.
for years. But that being said, for the show itself, I'm sorry, my girl. You got to be able to guess, who would my girl be, Roxy? Knowing me, knowing I'm Boston.
Knowing your Boston.
Knowing I always stand by my own.
Courtney always stood by hers. Is that who you're talking about?
No, who's the one person that's both of ours? Who is our sister on this show?
I love Candace. Is it
Yeah,
Candace?
that's it. It's
Okay.
Candace.
This is first
Why?
of all,
'Cause
AfterBuzz host. So
Candace is
excited
from
for her.
AfterBuzz TV, bitches.
She is so baller. I love that she just rolled with the punches. She didn't flip out
She's
over
AfterBuzz.
anything. Oh God! And
So-
by the way, the hottest,
Gorgeous.
so hot.
So even coming out of the gate, I'm like, every show I'm going to be talking about Candace. I don't care what Candace does on that show. I don't care whose bed she pees in.
Love her.
How white girl crazy she gets. I'm having her back. Now that being said, I see the 2 episodes and I'm like, oh my God, even if I didn't know her, she'd be my favorite. She's already been the one. Like what she said to
About the blessings.
about Islam
It
was like,
reminded me
yeah,
of you.
yeah, you would have married a guy who you would have had a baby with a guy who was a cheat. Now you'd be home with that baby, 50 pounds probably heavier, 100 pounds heavier, completely depressed.
Yeah. So
And
it was
look
a
at
blessing
you
in
now.
disguise.
Yes.
You always say things like that. I thought of you, and I was like, Kevin must have gotten her ear when she was at AfterBuzz or something, because it sounded like your words coming out from her. That was an interesting scene when we do get to Nilsa talking about her miscarriage and explaining to everybody. She went from 0 to 100 real quick. She started hysterically crying, and I felt for her in those moments. It's not something that gets talked about that often.
No.
And then getting cheated on and all that stuff. I think that we needed that in this first episode, because her as a character in general, she's very unlikable. She is super jealous of Courtney. She's deciding between Gus and Jeremiah. She's all over the place. She's like, I'll be a bitch to whoever. If I want that man, I'm going to get that man. So I needed this moment. It was her redemption.
I'll say this about Sally too. She always casts the hot guys and then the quasi-hot girls. They're not really
Like
hot.
hot enough.
Like our girl Candace is an 11, soaking wet, gorgeous. But the other girls, they're attractive, but
They're different. They're unique.
but that's
one
how
with all
Sally
the
casts.
surgery.
But that's how Sally casts.
Yes.
So
Like a different type for everyone.
with Elsa, so we're talking about her because
Nilsa.
Nilsa. So when I
They
saw
call her Nilly.
Nelly, when I saw the first shot of them, the real quick one, I'm like, oh my God, these 2 girls are beautiful. And then the facade started fading away.
But I like that Nilly owned it. She said, my tits are fake, my lips are fake, come at me, whatever. My personality's real. And I thought that was cool.
And literally everyone who ever says that stuff, most of them difficult and unlikable people you
Really?
meet. Who have you ever known? That's like
I don't know anybody who's
you're
ever
like,
said that.
Who says that?
Everyone I know has surgery hides it. They say, oh, I didn't get my lips done.
Okay, we know that, but how many people do we? I don't know. I see it out all the time that have that bravado, and you even saw it with Courtney. This is who I am, and it's just all friggin' hot air.
So let's get to
Because
P-Gate
my
with
thing is the
Courtney.
ones who do that stuff, it's hot air. So even with Nilsa, it was hot air. That's not genuine.
Possibly. We'll see. We'll see, because
You can see it's not genuine. Look how she
you
was.
can see. I can't see.
You couldn't see.
Not
You
yet.
saw how insecure she got.
I did. I felt.
So what is that? So clearly she's not all okay with everything.
Of the 2 of them, of the Nilsa Courtney duo, I prefer Courtney a lot, because while Courtney is sitting there saying, "There's nobody else like me," and I'm sitting,
Again, she wore on me too.
she did
keep
wear on
going.
me, but I'm sitting there thinking, I started listing my phone everybody I know exactly like her. I got to 17 in less
17
than 30
Courtneys.
Yeah, in less than 30 seconds.
I'm telling
I
you,
was
as
like,
a-
I know 8,000
As a
Courtneys.
guy, I don't know if I speak for all men. Something like that's usually the most nauseating.
Really?
Because I'm sorry, just behaves like a pig.
So then, after watching
Drinking
her
and just
pee
peeing
and
and-
drink and
yeah,
all
like-
that, why did Jeremiah want to take her on a date, Kev?
Well, he did. And then what happened afterwards?
But why did he want to? That was baffling to me. This homeschool kid who's this good guy.
I don't know. I think because the one guy did it. Then he was like, well, I'm going to do it now. Here's the other thing. The role reversal, you guys, between men and women, and I don't know if this is Sally's casting or if this is the world. I happen to think it's the world. But the masculinity of the women and the femininity of the men, it just kills me.
Wow.
I mean, the men are like neat and pristine and dressed all so, and the women are peeing and burping and like just freaking pigs. And I'm just, it makes me
You don't
ill.
want to be here anymore.
I don't want to be here anymore. I say it all the time. And when I saw him in the stupid monkey suit,
With the
but by the way,
suspenders?
can I tell you guys? Listen, just can I tell you guys something?
Yes, you have to.
Okay, if you never want to be dated in your style, but you know what? Like, I'm just saying, like, you know, sometimes it's okay to style yourself and thinking, what's this picture of me going to
Look like in 20 years?
in 20 or 30 years? Like, look at Kid and Play, and look at like the different things from the 90s you see now. That was super cool then. You think that outfit with the glasses and the suspenders and the, you know, like he's going to look back and go, oh my God,
What the
what a
fuck?
moron I was.
Yes.
Whereas if he just keeps the hair parted to the side, he's got the great body, like he'll always be fine.
For me, black t-shirt, white t-shirt, jeans. Dark jeans,
Yeah, you're good.
black t-shirt. Every night you can wear that out. You're taking these flannel tops. You're cutting the sleeves
Oh my God,
off.
what was it? The
You're
one,
going
but
out
this
wearing
one again,
matching
Sally
tops.
Solsano, you are my starlet.
They're gonna be
What-
BFFs.
No, what does
Okay,
he
we
call
had-
it? No, what's the name he called that?
I don't know.
Not the manzier. He had a name
Crap, I don't know.
for the
flannel?
thong.
The flannel tops? I don't know. All right. We have to get to
Sorry.
P-Gate. We started at P-Gate, and P-Gate is an epic gate. I love that everything's called Gate now. P-Gate with Courtney.
It wasn't even P-Gate. Don't even call it a gate. Well, how did it was a P-Gate? Didn't turn into anything. This is how low we've gotten. She pees in a bed. She says she didn't pee on the bed when she clearly did, and the next day that's it. We're peeing in someone else's bed or whatever.
Okay, but
It
I
was
looked
over.
at Candace's Twitter handle, and she was tweeting out. It seemed, honest to God, Kevin, like Candace found out that really wasn't pee by watching the episode tonight.
Oh, what'd she think it was?
They thought that she explained. She was like, "Oh, I spilled the drink." That's
Oh,
what.
So now she got to see it was pee.
Yes.
So it was pee.
So she was like, "I was sleeping in that bed all summer.
Yeah,
I was
she's a
sleeping on your
drunk,
urine
so she's
all
a-
summer."
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
but in a good way.
That was incredible. She got up. She must have thought that was a toilet because the way she sat
Yeah.
on
Yes,
it.
of course.
It wasn't just like she pissed
But come
the
on,
bed.
we have other things to go on.
You didn't think that was the biggest thing the whole episode? That one floored
No,
me.
no, because then we see her peeing in a barrel, and we see like you
All
just
right,
see like
so
a pig.
The two
you
dates.
see a
then.
pig.
Let's talk about the juxtaposition of these two dates. The Gus Nilly date. I wanted to take Nilly and pull her aside and be like, "Resting bitch face, honey. Get rid of it. It's not a cute color on you."
Okay, can I counter?
Yes.
The one thing I got from her, which I was sensitive to, was I got married at 20. You know, and who knows if this was that one of those ridiculous like long term, like maybe she had like the 4-year boyfriend or 5-year boyfriend through junior high and high school, and then married this guy or had that guy, and then after that met this guy. So she's 23, and it's like, wait, I'm on a reality show. I'm on a beach, free booze, cameras everywhere. Like I could become a star. I can meet all these different guys. I want to live, and this guy's trying to Ronnie me. And you know what that means. You know what that
do,
means. And if
yeah.
you saw Ronnie on E! This year, what he did with my girl on a Famously Single is the Ronnie move is first week you wife up. And
Yeah.
and
But
she's
she's trying to wife up just with somebody else.
no. Now it's becoming like I want his big cock. I want his big guy. I want to
That
ride
I saw
him.
in the shower.
Yes, and she's getting competitive because she's a bratty chick who's probably used to getting what she wants.
Ugly color, competitive,
Right.
jealous.
And
ugly.
so and now it's that. But before you get ahead, in that moment, this guy's got the suit and he's trying to go Ronnie, which is let's wife up, let's become Ronnie and Sammy. And she's like, no, I've been Ronnie and Sammy. I've been Sammy's sweetheart for the last 7 or 8 years.
He's like, "Are you chill naming our kids Gus?"
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, no. So I get it. She was just like, no, what am I doing here? You know, like I got it. I got why she was being like that.
She was so
And he was, like,
standoffish. Then
trying-
split the bill. If it's not a date, split the bill.
Well,
Offer to.
again, but he was a goof to go be spending $150 and putting on the shirt and tie and like stop on day 2. Come on.
Yeah.
But by the way, gave us great TV.
It did give us great TV. It did.
So-
the other date situation with Jeremiah and Courtney, this one seemed like
Question
a more,
mark. I think it was just follow the leader.
but more fun. I kind of felt
But
that
why?
on the date.
But then it was. But then what I was missing for me is why did it go? Why did they go
no
handshake? We're
fireworks.
out.
She was in. So why was he out after that? That was like a more normal side to her.
Because
so
he
that's just
said, which I loved
confusing.
his quote in episode 2, I'm all about the numbers. Which, by the way, I'm all about the numbers too. Never got the numbers. But I love
Oh,
that.
yes, you
No,
did.
I never did. No, I didn't. What are you talking about? Come on. No. But I look at guys like this and like always wanted to have the numbers.
I don't know that.
But I
many
love that he said,
people-
but I love that he said, I'm all about the numbers this summer.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. It's a numbers game. And I think that he probably, whatever was there in the moment, haven't you ever been with somebody and then it just wears off?
Yeah, it's intriguing, and then you know them, and
You
you're
go,
like, oh,
ooh,
yeah.
you know, sometimes it could be seeing a picture, like an old picture of the person and how they were in their past. Or, you know, I knew a girl, she saw a guy, she went on a date with him, she had a good time, she saw his license, and the license was an older picture of him with a mustache, and she was like, out, done. Totally
Really?
turned off. Yeah, but I think like something happened where the mist, it just wore off.
Do you think that his homeschooling has anything to do with that?
I think there's a lot of Christian right in there.
Mm,
And we know what that's like, Rocks a Million.
faux show.
2 Jews.
Faux
we
show.
know.
Just 2 Jews hanging out.
And I just,
Would
yeah,
we be accepted on Floribama Shore, you think?
yeah, because everybody, it's a Sally Sassana world. Everyone's accepted. Then it's up to you.
Was surprised that there was nobody from the LGBTQ community.
I'm glad.
Really?
No, listen,
Ju-
here's why.
Explain that.
Okay, I'm going to explain it. If organically someone was cast, great. But if it's like, okay, let's fill our
Then
quotient.
it's the real world.
And get right, like no, that's not the show. So you know, maybe they didn't find somebody who was amazing that hangs at the Floribama Shore.
Maybe not. Let's talk about their job for the summer. So
All right, the usual throwaway job. Okay, so we're not at
why are Cody and Kurt so upset that Jeremiah isn't working?
Okay,
That
again,
was bizarre.
says the little rich girl who's never worked probably.
But they
How
all
many
know
times
what it
I'm
is.
always the guy being a guinea who's doing all the work and carrying some slob.
But why don't
And I
they
don't
just
mind if it's
do-
my friend he's hungover, and I don't mind like and by the way, if it was a friend who was like, hey, I need you to have my back because I got a hot girl, I got your back. But it's the first day, and it's like he's not going to do anything.
They're on a reality show. He's like, this isn't even a real job.
But you know when you're drinking the Kool-Aid Rocks, you're not thinking like that.
You don't think so?
No, I think they probably have to work now. If they have your sentiment, then they're jealous, and that's shitty. Then they were just jealous.
I think they were.
But it spoke to me because I've been the one that does all the heavy lifting and has had the guys milk
I
it and do
guess.
nothing. And I go, oh, and we're all getting paid the same.
But then drop the ball and go find your
Yeah,
own
but you
Kayla
can
Ann
do,
or
right. You
whatever.
can do that, but then when you're wired like a goy and a guinea, you're wired. See, you're wired Jewish, so Jewish wiring is that. Like, okay, you're not going to survive, right? Logical. But when you're wired like a guinea, you only know how to work like a
You
mule.
double down.
You only know how to work like a mule. You don't know how to walk away. You just don't know how to do it. If there's work that has to get done, you have to do it.
What did you think of this? And honestly, I can't figure out her name because they call her something different every time. Kayla Ann, Kelly Ann, Kayla Kelly.
Is she really 30?
26.
She's
They just
20.
keep calling her
they're being
30.
mean.
Yes. Yes, that was mean.
Listen, she's fine. I love the pot she's stirring for us. I think she's great. It's looks wise. Is she the 11 he's purporting her to be? No.
Why they all see it? They all are like, damn, that girl's so hot. She's so hot.
Because you have to own your hotness. So she's got the Daisy Dukes and she's long and she's got she's owning it.
Did you think Courtney was in the right for coming at her about the ICU with the eye
Yeah,
movement
because I
thing?
think I think the girl was being antagonistic.
And then Jeremiah
first.
was so sensitive about that.
Well,
Like
they cock blocked him.
female.
They cock blocked him.
That wasn't the intention.
But listen, I feel like Nilsa, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Nilsa's the one that she's like a little mob boss, queen bee. She's the one that's going to put a stink out. And if she's not having a good time in the center of attention, no one is.
What I
It's
don't
that
like about
person.
Nilsa is that Courtney has Nilsa's back so much harder than Nilsa has Courtney's.
Oh, that bothered me too. Like here's young Courtney, the 21-year-old, like who's like, no one's gonna do that to anyone in our house, like, which I thought
Me too.
I appreciated that, and then she's like, yeah, but I'm
I'm
the
gonna
other
hook
one-
up with him.
With
I'm gonna
him,
do
I don't care
whatever.
what she wants. I'm gonna so.
I thought that wasn't legit. That's where the guinea part's lacking because they've got each other's back hardcore. Like JWoww and Snooki had each other's back.
But it took a while to get there.
It did. Not season 1, they were enemies for sure. But once they did, they did. So I
Right.
hope that she does get
But
there.
these two have known each other for a while, no?
Yes, they're friends. That's what I'm saying. So that's not friend-like to me.
Well,
Her
yeah.
friends were really hot. The friends that Nilsa brought. The ones that came
they
to
were
the club.
Okay. They were okay. And they were, yeah.
No?
Yeah, no, they were. Just that they were the kind of hot girls that were, I don't know, just get bitchier with their looks. They just didn't seem very nice.
I was surprised that none of the guys went for them. You know, you bring around a bunch of hot
Well,
girls.
they didn't put, but they really put that, I think they were,
the kibosh on that.
again, this is Nilsa. I think she's a mob boss. I think she's a queen bee. And her lead was like, okay, this guy's a nerd who just wants to wife up, but then he's trying to hook up with everyone in the place. And this guy here got with this girl who, like, you know, gave me an eye look or whatever. And so they were like, we got your back, girl. So they were so. Did you see the couple of interactions with the
yeah.
boys in the house? They were
Yeah.
just gnarly. And they're the types who probably want older guys with money. I'm just
You
guessing.
think so?
I'm guessing.
I think you're probably right.
Well, they
with
want
that.
the 11s,
Yeah.
you know? And so the two 11s in the house were already off limits, and they wanted to have Nilsa's back. Just the way,
You
just
can
like,
find hot guys there so easily, though. If I ever went on one of these shows, I would not effing go for somebody in the house. I just wouldn't.
yeah, you don't, but
You'd be the cool chick.
I think, again, we've watched enough of these shows to know, but I would say before I was educated on these shows, I would.
Really?
Stupid guy. Yes, dumb male.
Just because it's closest to you?
Well, no, just dumb male. Like you see someone and, oh my God, we're drinking, we're partying, boom. And then I'd be the one like, yeah, 3 weeks in, like, oh shit, what did I do?
How did you feel about Jeremiah yelling at Amy about her frickin' clothing on the bed and all the messiness? Do you think he was in the
so
right?
at first, because you know how I am about millennials and millennial goo. That's what I call it, millennial goo.
That's the grossness that us millennials leave
Stickiness, yeah,
behind.
because
like that
and
weird swamp thing.
especially the art of cleaning is lost, and it's more lost on women than men. I think, and this is Gen Z. This isn't even millennial now, right? Technically. So at first, I was like, I liked the fact he was cleaning the kitchen because I always hated that. Again, even myself with the dirty, gross roommates. Like, I liked seeing that part of him. Like, okay, here's a guy who's got it together. He said, I don't want to wake up to this, which I love, which is principles of success, you know, to not wake up to a mess. So I was like, okay. But then as it all
Just kept going.
as the layers peeled and I'm getting to know Amy better, she's really sweet and she's nice, and to each their own, you know, to each their own. Like, there's no way you're going to keep. So what? It's on her bed. Who cares?
That's the thing. I always feel like with roommates, if they leave shit out in the bed, in the living room or the kitchen, you can yell. But if it's on their bed,
It's their thing.
it's their
The
thing.
common areas are different.
Yes.
But right. So I was like, dude, come on. But again, role reversals. The men here are months. That's the
Male,
male,
not a bunt.
but a
Yeah.
okay. And the females are like brutes. It just seems like. But anyway, as time has gone on, I think Amy, I really like Amy. And Courtney, I actually like that Courtney spoke to Jeremiah and apologized.
I thought that was cool too. And
Yeah.
then she was chill with Kellyanne,
Do you think she is a
Courtney.
first of all, yes, first of all, Courtney, there's got to be, I think there's addiction and alcoholism in play here for early on.
Well, she's so young. It's hard to say though. She's 21. It's so young for it to be
I don't
called
know, Marks,
anything.
when you see it like that.
was
I guess
doing
at my
that,
age,
Kev, I think
that's, yeah, but you didn't.
I was
you wouldn't be
peeing in trash cans.
Yes, but were you passing out and just being?
Just a degenerate, yeah. Especially if I felt like I was on vacation.
But here's the thing: you weren't disconnected.
Yeah, that's true.
You were connected, and she's very disconnected.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it's addiction. I'll also offer something else. Is she a lesbian?
She really didn't seem to care much when Jeremiah...
That's what I mean. She doesn't care, but we see her making out with a girl. So I just wonder what it is. She doesn't seem very
Maybe
connected.
just figuring herself out in all the different ways right now, probably. She'll have the biggest journey of all of them. She's the youngest by far. Well, not by far. There's 22-year-olds, but she's the youngest. And
I don't know who'd be attracted to that, by the way.
to Courtney.
Gorgeous, beautiful girl. I'm saying gorgeous, but beautiful. They are. By the way, all the girls on the show were, to me, were pretty.
Yeah.
But it's the personality stuff that makes me go, ugh. But just seeing that, like,
I know
yeah,
so
that
many of
behavior
them.
doesn't make me go, oh my God, I hope to take her home tonight.
But it works for some people.
I guess so.
It does work for some people.
But I did like that. I'm seeing nice sides of
a lot of them.
Well, it always goes to my thing. You know, you do believe man is basically evil or man is basically good? What's your belief?
Basically good.
I believe that too, and I think so many of us are just poorly educated, different upbringings. Because again, as the veneer is being taken away, I'm just seeing glimpses of good kids under all this but they just, you know,
doing their own thing, a little selfish.
Totally selfish and narcissistic, but not their fault. It's the parents who did this and the society who's done this.
Yeah, screw all these parents. It's you guys. We're not doing this. It's you guys.
Listen, I'm acting as if the people who listen to the Tomorrow Show, our show, are listening to this show.
TheTomorrowShow.com.
Thank you, but they're not. But what I always talk about is it's low hanging fruit to pick on the millennials and the Gen Z. That's easy. That's what we're all doing. What we're not doing is, I think, going more at the parents. As I'm dealing with the parents now, as much as I have parents who will call me at work.
Do you think we're going to see any of these parents on the show? Like, come and visit?
Sure, like we did at Jersey Shore.
I would love that.
Yeah, I think we get there. Maybe not this season, but we get there.
Two more things before we go to predictions. Anything to say about the pedicures? I thought it was kind of lame that's where we followed the women too.
Yeah, no, moving
nothing.
on. No.
What about this last fight that we end on, the fight with Cody telling Nilsa that Jeremiah will never have sex with her ever? That was an aggressive thing to say, and Amy came right back at Cody. Was like, "You won't say that about my girlfriend." Anybody who lives in this house?
This is where we're getting Stugatz.
Oh,
this is where we're getting crazy.
Why are we getting Stugatz? Who's getting Stugatz? Cody or Amy or Nelsa? Everybody.
Okay, to me, it's Cody and Amy, who right now are secondary players, trying to have a voice. No need for Cody
to say that to Nelsa.
No need for Amy to defend her on that.
Do you think that Cody wants
could
Nelsa?
be gay?
That's not what I was going to say. But do you think he wants Nelsa?
Could he be gay?
I don't think so.
I see some tendencies.
I feel like he's into Nelsa and annoyed that she keeps.
Okay, but masculine power.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
I'm just saying that you don't see any of that with him.
I didn't see it.
I'm just wondering.
Maybe.
I don't want to
throw it out there. So maybe when I said no LGBTQ representation, there actually is some. Courtney, Cody. We're looking around.
I don't think he's aware of it. If it's it, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering.
Well, they've got quite a long journey ahead of them. We saw some predictions.
But go back to what you said.
About what?
About him. I stepped on you.
No, just that I think he might be willing to Nelsa. That was it.
Yeah. Well, the alpha female. I can see that.
Yeah, he just is a little jealous that she's talking about the two other guys.
Well, she did throw it out there. Maybe I'll try your pie.
And he said it'll be the best pie you've ever
had.
He was in. He wants his pie to be tried. Who doesn't? Is it pecan? Is it apple? We just don't know. Okay, predictions.
Really?
Kev, we have a minute and 30 before.
By the way,
it
was a back thong.
A back thong. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. The Amy thing with the nice clothes made me start tearing during predictions with her saying, when you put me in nice clothes, I felt like a good person.
But is that
them.
Okay, so guys in TV, when you see the first episode of a new season, they end it with what we call a super tease. Okay, I think that's what it's called. And basically they show you what
it's
the
not
upcoming
a tease for
season.
Next week. It's the whole season.
So wasn't it in that, or was it in next week's episode that you saw the clothing thing?
This season.
So it's a super tease.
Yeah, the super tease.
When the super tease had the usual, okay, we're fighting, we're arguing, okay, blah blah blah. But
Punches.
then when it got to the sensitive part of the super tease, which they all do, it's a formula with the super teases. It goes from fun to violence to sentiment, And when it got to sentiment, you really see how these are just a lot of hurt and scared little children.
Yeah.
Who are needy.
Even Nilly, who was saying, I'm scared that I won't be loved because of my baggage.
Did we talk about the miscarriage?
I mentioned it briefly. That's not talked about that often on TV, and that was her redemption moment.
So you're going to, I think more of that is, she's got this veneer.
Yeah.
It's in the makeup and everything, but I think under there is just definitely someone super hurting, but all of them are. The kid at 17 thrown out with the amazing salad. Salad is my term for hair.
Yeah.
But the unbelievable
quaff.
Ever. Yeah, what's his name?
Good salad. Gus.
Yeah, Gus. I mean, there's a lot of damage there. I think.
We saw Candace throwing some punches. Our girl.
Yes.
Love that.
But
there was a lot of hurt. And
I think there's a lot, you've got Amy from a little town and her boyfriend of 10 years impregnates someone else. That's a trauma.
And it was her cousin
and her
cheated on
cousin.
her with.
That's traumatic. Plus, she's coming from a place where everyone's kin and cousins, so now she's in the big world. So there's gonna be a lot there. Courtney, we've already talked about, is clearly, the way she's pounding him and the way she's behaving. She's acting out, but during that apology, you got to see the little girl in her, which I'm hoping we get to see more of.
Kev, I'm going to make you predict. I know you said you're not ready.
And again, Jeremiah, when you're homeschooled, it's definitely a little thing going to be a little bit kooky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
not in social interaction. It's just different.
and maybe it's like what I always say to you, Rox, like you got to, in life, you have to be able to take a punch. And the problem with the millennials is your parents made it so most of you never took any punches. So the punches you believe you guys took were not really punches at all. They were like pokes. They were like nothing, not even pinches, flicks. And then those flicks in your brains are like, oh my God, the end of the world.
Huge punch.
So yeah. So I mean, it's going to be very interesting as this all evolves.
I'm making you predict. I know you said that you're not ready, but I'm making you predict this episode 1. Who do you think is going to be the breakout star? Who's the situation of the Snooki? If you had to pick 1 or 2, who do you think is going to really?
Oh my God.
I know, it's tough. I think it might end up being Courtney. I think it might. Because I think she's lovable, but she's also cray-cray.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would back you on that one. Nilsa, too. Nilsa also fits the prototype. Little thick. So that's universally friendly to the red states, but then also our African-American brothers and sisters.
People think it's sexy, all the girls with big fake boobs.
Right? It's like, look at all the Kardashians when they started out. You know what I mean? So there's something at play there. I don't know. There's a lot of, listen, if you want to call it talent for this show, there's a lot there. And I think, and I think Sally Sassano's done it again. And I don't mean to be cranky or like negative about the things I've said about these guys,
No,
because at the end of the day, they were totally winning. They had the summer of their lives. If this works, they're gonna have many more summers of their lives. So
and many more dollars.
Cry me a river for these guys.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm really liking them, and it'll be interesting to see what the ratings say.
Yeah, well, only time will tell on that one.
The ratings will speak. I mean, that's the
right
thing.
now. So far, it's hard to say because of the Jersey Shore announcement that was so hyped up. A lot of people watched for that reason. We'll see how it goes in the future.
Yeah,
2018 Jersey
You can't
Shore.
compare it to Jersey Shore. It's a different show. But by the way, how many people hated the Jersey Shore?
At
Hated
first.
it.
And,
No, and even during the tenure rocks, and like it was fine. So
it was more than fine, Kevin. It was amazing.
yeah, right. I mean, and let's face it. Jersey Shore, 3 of those years were dead. Situation was so drugged out.
Called it.
And you did. You were the one who called it. And the Ronnie and Sammy drama. I mean, a lot of those. I thought the first 2 or 3 seasons, a lot of those they just stretched out. I thought,
Yeah, I feel you.
And,
all right.
And people loved it forever. So
we got to get out of here. But if you guys want to keep the conversation going with us, you can absolutely do so on social media. You can find me at Roxy Stryer. This man never plugs his, but it's at Undergaro.
You can send all your hate to me at Undergaro. No, and we have to get Candace's Twitter for the next one. I got to promote my girl.
I think it's
Pimp Fried Rice
underscore. I think it's Pimp Fried Rice underscore.
Pimp Fried Rice underscore is Candace.
Candace Rice.
Send her all of your love and also, support because we need her brought back many more seasons.
Oh, yeah. And she'll come on the show. We'll have her come in and talk to us. Also, Kevin and I are on The Tomorrow Show on Mondays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Go to thetomorrowshow.com. On Thursday, we have Josh Altman, the $1 Million Listing.
Those are listening. Yeah, listen, if you like seeing millennials in Star Trek costumes and you want to hear about a celebrity boyfriend's midlife crisis, me, well, that is the show for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, follow us at AfterBuzz TV. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Chi-chi's up.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.